is TJ Brown, founder of Sickle Cell Natural Wellness Group. I am 25 and I was born in Mount Vernon, New York. Most of my background is Jamaican though. I founded Sickle Cell Natural Wellness Group back in August of 2010, and it's a non-profit health and wellness organization. I started it with the basis of just going through my whole life feeling like I needed a lot of support and help that wasn't there. And once I was able to gain some insight and use it, apply it to my life and see like positive outcome, I decided, okay, this is a time I can start branching out and helping people, because that's my passion. I like helping people. I don't feel like I'm alive unless I'm making someone's life better or making someone happy or making someone experience love. Sickle cell is a blood-related disorder that the red blood cells lack oxygen. And when the red blood cells lack oxygen, they tend to sickle and break down. Hemoglobin is very important. It's the molecule that actually transports oxygen to your blood cells. And that is where we have that slight DNA change that we're different from other people. It causes us to experience extreme fatigue. We get dehydrated quicker. Our blood cells literally die out and they clog up in our veins. So without blood flow, there's no oxygen or nutrients going to in your body. So when that happens, they call it a sickle cell crisis. It's really crazy how it's a name like that, because in like the medical profession, it's really not looked at that serious, but it is serious. People die from it on a daily basis. And that was kind of why I started it, because I lost my spleen at 2, my gallbladder at 19, and doctors told me I wouldn't live to see 14 years of age. So that made me, when I got to, I think I was 20, they took my gallbladder out when I was 19. I thought I was gonna die after that. I was like, okay, 2 organs gone. I had like no value of life. I was just always sick. I was either sick in the hospital or sick at home. Either way, I was sick in between it. And I just was like, okay, I gotta turn my life around. And basically finding foods that were good, and just looking for the information, building an appetite for information. It really taught me a lot. And then after that, I just started sharing it. We advocate nutrition. We educate people about food, about things like organic food, the difference between organic and GMO, the difference between, you know, a soda and maybe like a fresh fruit juice that you juice yourself for your kids. I found that with food, it really helped my health. So that's what I put out there as the voice. I read a lot. I started on the internet. I mean, that's probably the easiest place. It's a virtual library you can just access if you have internet. That helped. Reading certain books, going to the library, looking at that, meeting certain like health gurus and doctors, people that like knew a lot about health and just like their whole life, you know, 20, 40 years, they have been like just all health and nutrition and like literally helping people live more abundant lives. I learned from people like that. And I mean, when that happened for me, it was like great. I met a couple of doctors. One was she does like gene research therapy, and she studied cancer, sickle cell, and diabetes mostly, and she found that diseases like that could be handled either where they don't flare up or cured literally in like 2 weeks tops, and she really changed it. And I met another guy, he was raw vegan for 20 years, and he taught me just how powerful food was, and the spirit, your spirit, your emotions, your physical, your mental, the food is all of that. The food becomes all of that. And he just taught me a lot. And one of the phrases he said was like, you're eating dead food. And it's like, if you're eating dead food, how do you expect to feel alive? And I mean, the food is irradiated, it's filled with preservatives, chemicals, the food's dead. If it doesn't have a decent pH level, then you know the food's dead, because our body has like 7.5 pH level. If you're eating or drinking anything below that, you're hurting yourself. So yeah, I'll visit church, homes, hospitals, schools, and I spread information anywhere. We do fundraisers at galleries, community events, parks, and we just spread the information. We create health and wellness programs and like gift baskets to families and individuals with sickle cell. And we don't really discriminate, because the information can help anyone. So if you have cancer, things like that, or you know someone with high blood pressure, we'll look for information and like consult with real doctors. So like I'm not just getting information for myself. I speak to doctors and professionals that be like, oh, well, here's the research for it, you know? So it really helps us get a good understanding of like how to fix a problem. These events, a lot of them I'll go to, I'll just be sponsoring my time. And I've just had a lot of huge opportunities being at the right place at the right time just by just putting myself out there. And I've met, like, for example, some of the doctors I speak about, I randomly met them. Now it's like a lifelong friendship, and they like really support my dream and my vision. And I mean, I've had this one family, this young boy, he was like 13, and he was so sick from sickle cell, he couldn't go to school, he was like missing days out of school. And just with a small amount of information, he was able to just apply it to his life. He was going to school again, he joined a football team, you know, things like that. So, like, totally turned his life around.
Yeah, that's insane.
So it was really gratifying seeing, like, me replicate or duplicate the result in someone else.
Yeah, changing someone's life.
Yeah.
Especially someone young, too.
Yeah,
I can imagine that's really, like...
It's powerful, man.
Yeah, exactly. Like, that's something that stays with you for a long time.
Yeah, definitely. Well, when I think of cleansing, I think of cleansing on 4 levels, because it's what we're made of. Our emotions, our spirit, our mental, and our physical. So, say the first is your spiritual. You wanna do more meditative things, pray more, seek refuge on the inside, go within, because then your spirit it assesses things. And then, you know, your mind, you clear your mind of negative thoughts, negative people, negative actions. You cleanse, you go on a detox, or you go on a fasting. You can fast. Fasting doesn't only relate to food, and the cleansing, that implies that in a sense. So, you know, you rid yourself of these things. Then the emotional stuff, you know, if you find yourself reacting very emotional to things, try to just separate yourself from that. And on the physical, it would go anything from the physical work you do to the food you eat to the places you go, you know, like clubs. Like when I realized that my body was just filled with toxins, I'm cleansing every day. Every day I'm cleansing. I'm staying on a certain level of cleansing. But when people go on like certain cleanse series, that's what I make them focus on, is cleansing on all the levels. Like for me, example, if I'm going on a cleanse, I might juice all day and maybe eat a couple fruits and not really eat like anything heavy. And I'll do things like meditate and like be still and like play things that are more inspiring, like listening to the audio dharma or listening to things about the spirit science, you know, how water reacts to sound and emotions and just like vibrations and things like that. You know, you really like, you upload, you download on a lot of information, you upload a lot more. And like, even I do cleansing with when I work, everything I work at, I basically always take a hiatus from it or a break. I was watching a TED Talk that spoke about, I forget the term they use, but these businessmen, they just go off for like a year and they stop their business, they just go off for a year. And they come back with the most inspiring things. Like every time they come back, they double their profits. You know, they got like a whole new line, a whole new inspiration, and just like it manifests something great. And they go off into nothing. They go off into like the forest or like Hawaii or something and just sit around all day. And it's really important because then, even after you have a meeting, it's good to just sit down and not like jump into another activity. Just sit down and let it resonate. Yeah, because the cleansing is about absorbing and just like flushing out. You know. So, yeah, that's what cleansing means to me in a sense.